the Shuddha Bhakti that they are endorsing to us, all those things, if not pouring within us, at least it will trickle down into us a little bit, drop by drop. And since this is Shuddha Bhakti, it has to be endorsed by Shuddha Bhaktas. And this is why we are hearing from them. So this is Vaishnava Thakura, a pure devotee, giving us the process of Shuddha Nama Bhajan and Shuddha Bhakti. This is a song from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. And now we will go to Sammodana bhasya. Here, Sammodana bhasya. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Trying to bring it up.
Mataji, I made you the host again, so maybe.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, Prabhu, I got it. And are you able to see this one? Share the screen, probably. I'll share it. So in this Sammodana bhasya, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, they are teaching us the meaning of this Chetodarpanam Archana. We have summarized all this in the last class, and now we will directly go to what Srila Bhakti Siddhanta is explaining about the first verse of Sikshastakam. Yeah. So all this we have gone through. What is Sankirtana? And how Sankirtana is the life of all transcendental knowledge. We did this all. Okay. That was in the last class. And now let's see what Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying. References from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura's Bhajana Rahasya. Yeah, I think that's where we should start, right? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's, yeah, this is all done. All this is done. Yeah, okay. From here, this is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura's. Okay, we have completed the Bhakti Siddhantas. Now Srila Bhaktivinoda's. And again, the first verse of Sri Sikshastakam gives the whole journey, starting from Anardha Nivritti, Sadhu Sangha Anardha Nivritti, up until Prema. Starting from Chetodarpana Marjana to Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam, where the devotee is completely in the, floating in the ocean of love of Godhead. Sarvatma Snapanam. The whole being is just made of Krishna Prema. Starting from Anardha Nivritti till this stage, the perfected stage of Shuddha Bhakti. All that is given in just one shloka, the first verse of Sikshastakam. So now we want to hear from these acharyas one by one. The 7 flames of Sankirtanam. Again, Sankirtanam has 2 meanings, as we have read from the Sammodana bhasya. One is congregational chanting. Many people, many devotees coming together and chanting. That is Sankirtanam. So devotees getting together chanting is Sankirtanam. And the other meaning of Sankirtanam is Samkirtanam. Samyat iti kirtanam means that kirtan that is complete. And what it means is we are completely present in that kirtan. Complete body, complete mind, complete heart, complete self in the kirtan. that is Samkirtanam. Yeah, so two meanings are there. When we hear Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Samkirtanam, the two meanings are, one is congregational chanting, the other one is complete chanting, where we ourselves, the whole self, is present with the Harinam. Okay, so those two are the meanings of Samkirtana, as we have read in this Sammodana bhasya. Now, coming to the first one. Oh, by the way, so starting from Cheto Darpana Marjanam till Sarvatma Snapam, there are 7 flames. Those are Cheto Darpana Marjanam, first one. Second one, Bhava Mahadava Agni Nirvapana. Third one, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Fourth, Vidyavadu Jivana. These are all the beautiful changes that happen within us as we continue doing Harinam. Okay. And fifth one is Anandam Buddhivardhanam. Sixth, Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam. Seventh, Sarvatma Snapanam. These are 7 perfections or 7 flames of Sankirtana Yajna. If these flames are not happening within us, then it means there is something that we need to do better in our chanting, in our service to the Harinam. And as we discussed before, all these 7 flames, they may not come all of them full at once. Then that would be Shuddhanam. But each bit of it, a droplet of it, we would be able to experience. In the very beginning stage, it will be more of Cheto Darpana Marjanam. And as we proceed further, it will be a combination of in the middle flames. And as somebody gets close to the Shuddhanam, it will be more of Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam. Yeah. So that's the overview of the first verse of Sikshastakam. The 7 flames of Sankirtana Yajna, or 7 perfections that Harinam gives, or 7 layers of transformation that happen when we do the Harinam as instructed by our Acharyas. Okay. Now let's hear from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. This is from Bhajana Rahasya. One of you please go ahead, start reading the first perfection. Cheto Darpana Marjana.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, please.
The holy name cleanses the mirror of the heart. The contaminations that cover the mirror of consciousness is swept away by chanting the holy name. The holy name is the embodiment of profound spiritual bliss. For example, Srila Rupa Goswami writes in the 7th stanza of the Namashtaka, Suditashrita Janarti Rasaye Ramya Chidgana Sukaswarupine Nama Gokula Mahotsavayate Krishna Purna Vapuse Namo Namaha. O holy name, O Lord Krishna, you dissipate the sufferings, offenses against the holy name of your surrendered devotees. You possess a transcendental form of ecstatic beauty and bliss, and you appear as the figure of sublime joy for the residents of Gokula. You are therefore a fully spiritual entity of the same spiritual nature as the Vaikuntha planets. I offer my repeated obeisances to you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. And if we look at it, please note this one here. And we'll take the questions after doing these 7 flames. But please note this one here. You dissipate the sufferings, offenses against the holy name. So holy name itself can give the inspiration and strength to prevent the offenses against the holy name. And this is why it is said, if you can chant, you continue to chant, because with our sincere efforts of wanting to please Krishna, that itself attracts mercy from the holy name. And Lord Krishna will make an arrangement from within to understand where we need to do better And he'll make arrangement from outside so we can hear where we are not doing it right. And then we can start to serve the Harinam better. So in this way, Krishna makes the arrangements. So we can know what those offenses are, understand what those offenses mean, think about it, see what we personally can do to avoid those offenses. Avoiding offenses means removing the blocks. If the blocks are being removed, then the bhakti automatically flows from the internal energy of the Lord to us. So that is the potency of holy name. The holy name has the strength to remove the offenses against the holy name, to dissipate the suffering too. Okay, please, next one. Anybody? Please go ahead.
The second perfection, Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapanam. The blazing fire of material existence is extinguished. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, Nataha Param Karma Nibandha Krintanam Mumukshatam Tirtha Padanukirtanat Na Yat Punaha Karmasu Sajjate Mano Rajastamobhyam Kalilam Tato Anyatha. Therefore, one who desires freedom from material bondage should adopt the process of chanting and glorifying the name, fame, form, and pastime of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at whose feet all the holy places stand. One cannot derive the proper benefit from other methods, such as pious atonement, speculative knowledge, and meditation in mystic yoga, because even after following such methods, one takes to fruitive activities again, unable to control his mind, which is contaminated by the base qualities of nature, namely passion and ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapaman, the blazing fire of material existence. And as said here, is possible only by taking the Harinam, not the other kind of yajnas like mystic yoga, pious atonement, any other. The punya, the mystic yoga, the jnana, the austerities, the charity. There are many things, right? People try to perform so many other things to get rid of the cycle of samsara. But this is a Bhava Maha Davagni, not just simple Davagni. Bhava Maha Davagni. And for this, the only Harinam can get us out of this Bhava Maha Davagni. Blazing fire of material existence. So first one is, it can get rid of our miseries, dissipate the sufferings. Second one is, this is getting us out of the blazing fire of conditional material existence, which is not otherwise possible, but only Harinam can do that. And when we are reading this, the whole point is, when we are chanting and when we are contemplating about Harinam, these words should come to us from the acharyas, how they are explaining us and glorifying us. That this particular Harinam that I'm going to chant is going to extinguish my miseries, and it is going to put me out of this birth and death cycle. And this is the perfect yoga, which other yogas cannot give me. The results of this yoga cannot be obtained by other yogas. So these are the things we want to remember again and again. This is what is called glorification of the holy name. Reminding what the efficacy and potency of the Harinam is, and looking forward to utter those holy names. This is why we are hearing from the acharyas and we are doing this reading. So we can think of this and then we look forward to do the Harinam instead of just doing it mechanically. Yeah. The next one, please. The third flame. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaran.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
The moonlight opens the white lotus of good fortune. A quote from Skanda Purana appears in a Hari Bhakti Vilasa 11.234. Maduram etan mangalanam sakala nigam bali satphalam chitsvarupam sakrad api parigitam Sraddhaya hilaya va bhriguvara nara matram tarayet Krishna nama. The holy name of Krishna, the highest benediction above all other benedictions for humanity, sweeter than the sweet honey, the eternal fruit of transcendental knowledge of the tree of entire Shruti scriptures. O best of Bhagavas, Bhagavatas, if anyone chants Lord Krishna's name just once without offense, whether he chants with faith or indifferently, the holy name immediately liberates him.
Yeah.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji. Thank you. I think we will pause here. We will not be able to do all the 7 flames today. We did till 3. But please note here again. If one chants Lord Krishna's name just once without offense, that's the challenge for us, right? Without offense, niraparadha, with no aparadha. If one is able to chant without aparadha or niraparadha nama, which is Shuddha nama, then the holy name immediately liberates him. And actually, this is without offense. And here it is said, whether he chants with faith or indifferently. In Shuddha Nama, there is full faith. There is full faith and there is full Sambandha Jnana of who holy name is and how we are related to the holy name, and Sambandha of who gave us the holy name. So full Sambandha Jnana is present, the faith is present, and not just that, because of the Sambandha Jnana, there is Sharanagati and Preeti also. That is Shuddha Nama. But here, chanting without offense, even without these qualities, can give liberation. This is Nama Bhasa. This is the kind of chanting that Ajamila did. The last words that came out of his mouth when the soul is being, snatched away from the body by Yamadutas. At that time, those words came out. That is Namabhasa. Namabhasa can give liberation, but only Shuddha Nama can give Krishna Prema. So that brings us to the discussion of what are these kinds of chantings. What chanting are we doing? Where are we? And what can we do to get our chanting better? Yeah. What are Nama Paradas? Am I doing Nama Parada? Am I in the beginning stage of Nama Bhasa? Or am I in the middle stage of Nama Bhasa? Or am I in the clearing later stages of Nama Bhasa? How do I know I'm getting close to the Shuddha Nama? So these are some questions that we have. And these can be discussed when we do these interactive japa sessions. When the time comes for that discussion, then we will be able to discuss all of this sequentially. And this brings us to the topic of discussion now. This is more or less an informal, the first japa interaction session that we are having now. Since this is the first one, we want to just, as posted in the WhatsApp group, introspect and see what are our challenges in japa. Okay, that's what we want to do in this session. And before that, I just want to give you an outline of what we are trying to do here with the Harinam Seva Sangha, the WhatsApp group, and the 3 things that we are doing as posted. These reading sessions are to understand what is being given to us from our Guru Parampara and Shastra. Are we receiving it the way they are giving? That's one thing. Second thing is, when we are hearing from these acharyas, the faith that they have and the purity that they have, we are hoping that will get rubbed onto us. That's also the other reason why we are doing these readings. And in the interactive sessions, we will be putting our thoughts together and see where we need to get, first of all, to understand how to do japa better in light of our fundamental teachings. We don't have to invent anything different. This japa is simply serving Harinam, and Harinam is Lord Krishna himself. It's for simple hearts, and for those, especially simple hearts, it is as simple as serving the Lord. That's what Harinam Seva means. But sometimes we are not so simple, and we don't get that so easily. That's why we try to understand we try to get whatever help that we can in order to do our Naam Bhajan, Japa properly. But the fundamentals remain the same. That is, avoiding the 10 offenses. For that, we have to understand what those 10 offenses are properly. Then we can avoid them. Yeah, that's the first step. And second thing is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he already gave us the path of how to do Naam Bhajan through Sikshastakam. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur already gave the songs in Sharanagati of how to take shelter, complete shelter of Harinam, Krishna. And just by following the footsteps of our Acharyas and Shastra, then with our sincere efforts, then the holy name will gradually reveal to us. And how do we know that it is happening? Then all the 7 flames of Sankirtana, we will experience it, and it will be perceived outside also. That's how we know that we are heading the right way in our Naam Bhajan. And also there are different symptoms, signs and symptoms of mode of ignorance, mode of passion, mode of goodness, and symptoms of pure devotee, pure devotional service. All these are already given in the Shastra. So if we are observing within us any signs of ignorance, and people are seeing those symptoms of ignorance, then our bhajan is in aparadha. And if we're slowly getting better and are observing the signs of goodness within us, and people are able to see those symptoms of goodness outside, that which we feel is the sign. That people can see is the symptom. So if the signs of goodness are perceived by us, and if people are able to see that, then we know that our bhajan is at least heading in the sattva, not so much in the rajas or tamas, but at least towards the sattva. And if the drops of somebody please mute it, is that sorry, Murli Govind Prabhu, I think your mic is on. Mute. Yes, I did it. Yeah. So yeah, those are the ways how we can check if our bhajan is going in the right direction, if we are in the mode of ignorance or passion or goodness or getting the drops of those pure devotion. So those things can be experienced by us and seen by others also. So like that, if we are slowly getting towards Nishta, then we know our bhajan is heading the right way. And Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita says, if only we are putting efforts to do our Nam bhajan without aparadhas, niraparadhas, all the offenses that we have done in the past, all the offenses that we are going to do in the future, they are all gone. They will not be there. And we will be situated on the spiritual platform. So that's the potency. That's the potency of doing Nam bhajan without aparadhas. And one thing we want to remember. So far we have discussed about different stages of bhajan, from Nam aparadh to close to Shuddha Nam, and how we can identify ourselves or how others can see where we are at. We are not really interested to see where others are, or we are not really interested to show where we are. But for us to know if we are heading the right way or not, we have discussed the signs and symptoms. If we are heading the right way. And the third point I want to bring our attention to is how, if only our japa is done in a way that it needs to be done, that it is prescribed, how much it can change our devotional life. The 2 hours of time that we spend in a day can influence the rest of the 22 hours. So if we can bring our attention and focus and put our sincere efforts on doing our bhajan properly, so that purified consciousness that's present in the 2 hours will overflow for the rest of the 22 hours. And as we do the bhajan, we will know that we will have to actually prepare ourselves for the rest of the 22 hours to do that 2 hours bhajan properly. And that's why we divide the japa generally into 4 stages. One is pre-japa stage. Pre-japa stage is, we call it as outside the japa. That is the 22 hours. So pre-japa stage is outside the japa. What are we thinking outside the japa? What are we doing outside the japa? Is it favorable for our japa that we are going to do during the japa time? So that is a matter of pre-japa stage. And when we actually start to do the japa, then we can see ourselves. If we are just staying superficial on a level 1, in the sense, still caught up with physical distraction, forget about the mind and the heart in the japa, then that's level 1. Yeah, physically not so distracted, but struggling with the mind. Mind isn't with the holy name yet, but trying to keep it there is level 2. Then, okay, mind is not going here and there. It is in the Harinam. But I wish if my heart is in the Harinam. I wish those feelings of Sharanagati and Sri Sikshastakam, I wish those feelings naturally, genuinely come to me. When that desire starts coming to us, then we are slowly getting a droplet of the taste of Harinam. Then we will see that 16 rounds are not really enough for us. We will see that we haven't started chanting when we start feeling like that. So that's more of level 3 japa, where the heart wants to be in the Harinam, with the Harinam. Then naturally, whatever songs that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sang in Sharanagati. And whatever Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram, Paditam Mam, Shami Bhavam Buddha, Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja, Stitadhuli, Sadrisham Vichintaya. All these things, naturally, it will make more sense to us, and we feel more close to those prayers. And that's how we know we are taken to the deeper levels of japa. So for us to go from the superficial level to the deeper levels, we have to see what are the blocks that we have. Then we can slowly attempt sincerely to take away the blocks. And Lord Krishna is present in the Harinam when he sees these sincere efforts, not that we can take away the blocks, but he makes the arrangements, seeing our sincere efforts, and he lets us access Harinam. So we may be able to, be with the Harinam and serve Harinam properly. So that's the overall idea of how we pray to do our journey from a superficial level, that is a pre-japa level, and then go through the physical, take away any physical barriers, and then go through the, the mind being with the Harinam, and finally heart being in the Harinam. So those are the 4 stages, just to give an idea. So we want to see in which stage are we at, where should our thought and effort be focused more so the block can go away. And this, we are not doing it in a way to accomplish something. Even if we are trying to take away the block, it is a prayerful and sincere effort to please Krishna, to plead Krishna, so that that block can go away and he is more accessible to us. So in that mood of, pleading Krishna, praying Krishna, we attempt to take away the blocks so they can be actually removed by Harinam himself. So that's the overall idea, please. The 4 stages of bhajan, Nam bhajan, from superficial to the deep, and how the blocks needs to slowly go away with the sincere efforts and mercy of the Harinam. And we want to see where we are at so we can put the efforts accordingly. This will be the theme for our interactive japa sessions. This is only an introduction that we have gone through. So next time when we meet, then we can talk about this pre-japa thing. You may please watch yourself. See what your thoughts are, what you are doing outside the japa, the 22 hours time outside the japa. And please see what of those thoughts are helping you to have better japa. And we can see what those of the deeds and what kind of interactions with the people and what kind of thoughts about the people, what is helping us to do our japa better. So that we can see until we meet next time. And then we can discuss about the pre-japa session next time. But now I'm going to pause and I will let you all speak, please. Please go ahead. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your kind attention. So I could speak something to myself, so I can reflect also and do my japa properly. Yes, please. Go ahead, please. Anybody, anything? if you want to say where, what would you like to see in your bhajan, the immediate short-term goal, where you want to get better, and what exactly are you looking for in japa interactions? These 2 points, if you want to express, please go ahead. I can start with myself if that helps you. What do I want to have in the interactive japa sessions? First thing is, I want to have interactive japa sessions so I can remind myself again and again every month how Harinam is so important. That is the reason, first thing. And second thing is, every month I want to see how much am I getting better in my japa, because it's such an important service which can influence my devotion so much. Srila Prabhupada said, 99% of our Krishna consciousness depends upon our japa. If 99% is depending on japa, then I should spend proportionate time, effort, and thought for japa. So that's why, that's what I would think of when there is japa interactive session every month, that I want to utilize that time and see where I am. And to answer the second question, what would I like to see improve in my japa? Yeah, pre-japa, that is there. And I think physical distraction is something easily done because it's physical. All of us may be able to do that easily to avoid that physical distraction. And mind with japa, yes, over a period of time, when we start to get a little taste of the holy name, that isn't too hard also, with the mercy of the holy name. And the mood, the heart in the japa. My prayer is, of course, to get all those 3 levels better. This is a work in progress, but hopefully the 3rd level also, a little bit of it more. Yeah, that's my hope and prayer. And if you want to share also, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances.
My pranams to you, Lavanglata Mataji. So good to have you here. Pranams to
Good.
you.
Hey, this quote that Prabhupada said, 99% of our progress depends on our japa. Do you have a reference for that?
Yeah, sure, Mataji. I think I can. I will look for it and post it. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
that'd be wonderful, because I've used it because I found it in one of the Vaishnav etiquette manuals, and I think probably the Chaupati manual.
Yeah.
And so I put it in Guru Maharaj's slideshow.
Yeah.
But
yes,
I failed to find Prabhupada actually saying it.
Sure, yes. I will share it, Mataji, when I see. And I have heard it in japa sessions also. I think Sachinandana Maharaj, Mahatma Prabhu, them saying too. But when I actually see it, yes, I will forward that, Mataji.
Yeah, that'll be wonderful, because I'm using it in the Bhakti Sarachar course, but because it's such a wonderful quote, but I haven't actually found the reference for it. So that'll be wonderful. Thank you.
Sure, Mataji. Thank you. And the fact that 99% of our Krishna conscious depends on japa, when it comes to the practical terms, it actually includes the pre-japa time also, right, Mataji? Because for the japa to go well, we cannot just do everything that we want for the rest of the 22 hours, think whatever we want, and then sit for japa and all of a sudden have wonderful japa. That is hard to happen. So
yes, I mean, you can understand it from other things that are said by our acharyas and by Srila Prabhupada, that it's logically true. But if we had the quote that go with it, it would be wonderful for our preaching to be able to put it. And yes, we're all trying to improve our japa and remove our offenses. I found also yesterday they shared on dandavats.com a book by Srimati Mataji on removing prejudice. It's also very nice.
Oh, would you forward that to Mataji? To us?
I'll put that on Adhyatma Sangha because other people might be interested as well.
Awesome. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes, so it's actually on it's on ISKCON Desiratory ebooks. She's got so many books there.
That's Srimati Mataji.
I was going to suggest you could also do that with your ebooks. You could distribute them through ISKCON Desiratory.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll send you the link for the whole page, and you can see what she's done. She's put together PDF ebooks like you have, but she's sharing them with everybody. So
Sure.
I'll send you that list so you can see what she's done and be inspired to also share.
Sure, Mataji. If Gurudev thinks so, yes, I would do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
You can check with them, but she's put some wonderful stuff there. It's nice to go through.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari. Anybody else? What is your hope and prayer? Where do you want to get better in japa? And what are you looking for in the japa interactive sessions?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Mataji, I am looking forward for more help in level 3.
Sorry, Prabhu, we can't hear you well. Akashvani.
Okay, I'm looking forward for more help on the level 2, Mataji, where our mind is wandering and getting more, bringing it back and getting more focus on the Harinam.
Yes.
So I'm looking more on that, Mataji.
Yes.
Where I'm getting a little struggle right now. Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari. Thank you. So that's removing the aparadas, offenses.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, actually I have come back to do more japa. And before I was doing the japa at home. So I wanted to do congregational chanting. And also I want to achieve that third level chanting, Mataji. That's the goal of my life.
Yes, that's wonderful, Mataji. Wonderful. That's our hope and prayer, where our heart can be in the Harinam. Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Okay. So, all right. Okay, so if nothing more to share, then we will pause here, and then maybe in a month or so, we can talk about that pre-japa stage, where our preparation can help do our japa better, and we'll post the information accordingly in the WhatsApp group, so we can think and plan accordingly. But we'll post more information though. In case any of you have any birthdays today? I know Pranapavitra Prabhu's birthday today. Anybody else, like today or yesterday, tomorrow? If anybody of your birthday, we want to wish you. And Pranapavitra Prabhu, a very happy birthday, happy Krishna conscious birthday to you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes, from all of us to you. Right. So Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna to you all. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.